Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It is the day after Thanksgiving. I hope you all had a fabulous time spending yesterday, however, it best made sense to you. So, we're all about self care in these times because at the end of the day, I feel like it's important to do not only what makes sense to you, but what feels good to you. So if it does not feel good energy wise, one of the things for the rest of my life that I am adopting is if it doesn't feel good, I'm not doing it. And not only does it need to feel good, but it needs to be a healthy feel good. So there are a lot of things out there that might feel good, but they're not necessarily healthy for us, right? So this is going to serve as my 5 month, almost 6 month check in since I've moved to Richmond, Virginia. And this one is very special to me and very different for me because I'm currently on the Odyssey of the Seas, Royal Caribbean Odyssey of the Seas. So my family and I booked a Thanksgiving cruise a while back, and a lot of things have changed since we initially booked that cruise. And so this is a 5 month check in. It's almost been 6 months, right? So Miss Maria is not with me. This is the first Thanksgiving I have not spent with Maria. And not only is she not with me, she's currently in the hospital. And she's not just in the hospital, she's in ICU. So it's been it's been a mental and emotional and spiritual. It hasn't been a spiritual struggle because I wholeheartedly and fully believe in God. But it has been a mental and emotional struggle for me. It's been a great trip. I'm going to show you all the water in a minute. But I came on this cruise because not only was it booked in advance, but I needed this time to rest. And I am of the awareness that God is all knowing and all powerful. And no matter where I am physically in this human body, it is still up to God as far as what transpires. So I've been working for over a month now. I am employed, still under the gracious host of my mother. And so on this trip, it's me, my mother, my eldest sister, her family, my niece, my aunt, and my uncle, both maternal aunt and uncle. And we've had a great time. We went to Coco Cay, which is the private island for Royal Caribbean. We went to Nassau, Bahamas, and we also stopped in Port Canaveral, which is the port for Orlando. So it's been a great journey. We rode bikes in Florida. Me, my sister, and her family rode bikes in Florida. In Nassau, my mother, sister, and her family, we got off. We did an excursion. It was nice. And then in Coco Cay, I've done everything there is to do in Coco Cay. There's a huge water park. They have beaches. I've done all of that. So I actually stayed on board for the Coco Cay port, but the other two I did get off and I had a great time. But Miss Maria's been on my mind the whole time. I come out here every day, I pray, and my prayer is that God's will be done, not my will, God's will. So I'm going to show you all my view. It has been raining this afternoon. We're headed back north. Our last port was Nassau. So yesterday was absolutely amazing. 82 degrees. I was able to get some much needed sunshine. I had on shorts. I had an amazing time. But let me just show you what the weather looks like right now. All right, so I'm sitting on the balcony. And I'm on the 12th floor, y'all. So right above me, that light that you see, that is the North Star. That is an apparatus that goes up into the sky, and it shows you not only the entire ship, but it shows you the ocean for as far as the eye can see. And there is a video on my YouTube channel with the North Star. So if you're interested in what that looks like, what that view looks like, go ahead and scroll down my videos and you will see the North Star on the Odyssey of the Seas. So for me, there's no better place to talk to God than on the ocean. Because my mother said earlier, if you ever think that you're all that, just go stand at the ocean. Get on the beach and stand at the ocean and just look at how massive it is and know that you are but a drop in this bucket, right? And it's a little hazy out here today, so we don't have as far a view as we normally would. But it's all, I'm out here to talk to God, so it is what it is. So Miss Maria, so every day she complains of stomach pain, and we have had several CAT scans this calendar year alone. And she was complaining of pain, and we had a CAT scan, and the CAT scan showed that she had a bowel obstruction. And so the group home called the ambulance to get her to the emergency room. And the emergency room they wanted to take her to, I refused transport because it's just a horrible hospital. So the group home owner, shout out to Lily Rose Residential Services. If you have a loved one in need of residential services and they live in Fredericksburg, Virginia area, I highly recommend Lily Rose. They're fabulous. Everyone that works there cares deeply about my daughter. So when I said that I didn't want her to go to the hospital that the ambulance was going to take her to, the owner put her in the transport van and took her to a better hospital. So Maria has been in the hospital since last Thursday. So today makes day number 8. Okay? So she went there for a bowel obstruction, but her heart rate was very high and she had labored breathing. So they put her on the ventilator. When they put her on the ventilator, she aspirated, meaning that all of those fluids that were in her stomach, she ended up breathing them in, and it caused pneumonia in her lungs. So she's been on the ventilator for a week now, and that is pretty much the reason why she's in ICU. So with the bowel obstruction, she did end up having surgery. She had an adhesion on her bowel that the doctor was able to remove, but her bowels were so irritated and bloated that he actually had to cut a hole in her bowels so that he could pretty much deflate them. If you think of a balloon being just too big and you having to maybe cut it so that you could deflate it, that's kind of what happened. And so then, he sewed her back up, and he told us that it would be about 2 weeks before they even tried her on her formula. She is G-tube fed, meaning that she's on a liquid diet, and she gets a formula that goes into a tube that goes straight into her stomach. So she does not eat anything by mouth. And so since she had that surgery, she's pretty much on IV for all of her nutrition needs until her bowels heal. But the bigger problem is the pneumonia that she ended up getting from the ventilation, from being ventilated. So if you believe in God, if you're a believer, please pray for my baby, because we are standing in need and in agreement. But again, God's will be done. I'm a believer, and I've known for some years now that Maria is here doing God's work. So I pray I get to keep her longer. But if that's not the case, I wholeheartedly believe in God, right? So this was a 7-night cruise. This is day 5, so we have 2 more days. Actually, today is Friday. We get off the ship on Sunday. So this is day number 1. Tomorrow will be day number 2. So Sunday we get back to Cape Liberty, and then we have a 5-hour drive back to Richmond, and then I'll go straight to the hospital to see about Maria. Now, the blessing is that I took this time to rest. Typically, when Maria is in the hospital, I'm with her, or my mother is with her. My mother is a nurse. She's been a nurse most of my life. I trust her with sound judgment when it comes to Maria's care. She usually spends the night with Maria. We both took this time to rest. We were able to do that because the group home staff stood in the gap for us. They've been up there every day with Maria. Maria's grandfather also flew in and sat in the hospital with her. So she's so loved that we were able to come get the rest that we needed, even though, of course, our hearts and our minds are heavy with how she's doing. We know that she's in good hands. And then the hospital staff have been amazing. So I will shout them out in the next video when I'm back at Maria's bedside. But they've been amazing. They're very knowledgeable. They're very caring. Their whole mantra is to treat their patients the way that they would want their family to be treated. So every patient is extended family for them, and we have felt that. And so that's the reason why we were able to come on this trip and get some rest, because both of us work hard, and I'm speaking about my mother and myself. Both of us are servants. She's in nursing, I'm in teaching, and so we needed this rest. But we are out here thinking about Maria every single moment of every single day. And so that's my 5-month update. My baby's in the hospital. Thanksgiving was fabulous. I was able to get some sunshine and get out of the cold. And it's just a mixed bag, but then such is life. So this is life's journey, life's experience. I'm grateful for it all. It has made me who I am today. Looking forward to getting back to Virginia so that I can see my baby girl. And y'all just keep us in prayer. So thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. This will serve as my 5-month update to Richmond, Virginia. I'm going to show y'all the ocean one more time because I'm just so grateful to be out here. So get this view, y'all. Get this view. And I'm going to be quiet so that you can hear it. God is faithful, so we're standing in agreement. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a fabulous day. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving with those that you love. You took care of yourself. You did what you needed to do. I'll be back soon. Peace and blessings to everyone. Thank you so much.